Good evening, peeps, creeps, and fellow ghostlings. It's your boy Joe Dakota and my co-ghost, Kim Den, here with you for another hour or so of spectral shenanigans. Mr. Kim Den, how are you tonight?
I'm good. I guess today is a busy day, but looking forward for this recording, and we are here. So tonight is gonna be jam-packed content, I believe. I hope. But before that, you wanted to mention about the social media, Kanjo.
Yeah. I want to let everyone know that we have our social media accounts and they're going to be pasted in the show notes. So if you're listening to this, they will be right at the bottom. So kind of scroll down all the way and you'll be able to see the stuff there. Yeah. And we also have Buy Me a Coffee. We have an Instagram account. We have a TikTok account. We even have, we have Facebook. We have Facebook. And obviously, if you're listening to this, it's going to be via YouTube. So, rather than kind of waste our time and go on with the whole spiel, short and sweet, guys.
Yes, and also the Spotify. If you're listening to this on Spotify, we will put in the same description as well. So if you wanted to chat with us when this thing goes live on YouTube, you can always find us our YouTube URL or YouTube link at our Spotify episode as well. Okay, so shall I continue with whatever we are supposed to have?
I wanted to tell everyone that for the first two episodes, I've been the one that have tried to kind of like get the content and get the stories. This time around, I have absolutely no idea what Kim has planned. So I'm in the seat and I'm just wondering what tonight's going to bring. So looking forward to it, bro.
No lah, you actually conducted the first interview with Aron.
Aron, yeah. So this is going to be a continuation of that, right?
Yeah. So just a recap. Last week, or not last week, the last video we actually talked. We actually listened to first half of Aron's story, whereby he actually told us about his uncle's room that is that is frequently visited by an unknown entity, right?
Yeah.
They even make it a habit that they bring in people to actually go to the house and, hey, come and have a listen lah,
Like a bit of a show. A show and tell.
Yeah. The grandparents' house somehow turned into a circus lah, huh? So people come in and actually experience that themselves. And then after that, Aron actually continued saying that, you know what, there is actually another story, and this story is even creepier than the one that he first told us. So that again, I have never heard that story before, so we're gonna listen to it together tonight. And I think Joe is also kind of need to recap a little bit, need to listen back a little bit.
Yeah, I have a horrible memory, so I actually need to refamiliarize myself with the story. But I have the gist of it, and yeah, it's a bit creepy.
Okay.
Compared to the first one, so yeah, I'm
especially if you're Asian, would you say?
A lot of the stories are like Aron's story, like Pak Daud story. If you're Asian, you kind of get it because it's got to do with the law associated with Malaysia, Singapore, Indonesia. So yeah, but who knows? Like a lot of people say that Asian cinema horror is scarier than most of the stuff that's put out in the world. Well, have to be seen.
Okay, so that is our first story. Then the second story, I actually talked to a friend named Christine. Christine actually, she's no more longer working in the airline, but this is these are the stories that she has when she used to work with the airline. So again, Joe never heard this story before. Although these stories are quite short and brief, but then again, I would say, there are some stories who would usually go like that, like it's short, it's brief, but because not every story or not every ghost story will turn out to be like Conjuring 2 hour long, right? Some it doesn't happen like that. Some is just very brief, whereby things happen, then they are no more longer there. Some more, like I say, when these things happened to Christine, she was working with the airline. So because airline, you don't stop at one place for very long, right? But pretty much you move on after that. So Joe never heard this story before, so this will be his first time as well. And after Christine's story, we will show you a series of photos where it's a story of a Grab driver that went viral in Malaysia. I would say last week. I think it's last week. Yeah,
Okay,
it's last
okay.
week.
Which part of
Actually,
Malaysia
just
do you know?
my hometown.
Oh,
Yeah,
creepy, even worse.
yeah. Wherever that happened is actually probably 15 minutes away from my house.
Holy moly.
Yeah,
So you're actually quite
it's
familiar with the area then?
yeah. It's actually very near to my house. So later I'm gonna tell you the story, and of course we're gonna have our TikTok videos, and we're gonna react to that because again, TikTok videos are selected by our partners, and they have gone through the video, and we have not seen the video, so we do not know. What is inside the video? So we're gonna put up. You're gonna see our reaction.
I hope it's safe for work content and like suddenly it's like a nude photo of someone dancing and like an auntie
If
dancing in a on a pole. That's not going to be so. Yeah,
Bro,
hopefully they don't do that.
if it's the two of us who select the content, probably they would see
That's gonna
that
be
lah.
us.
I don't think
If it's our partners, they're very good at stuff
yeah,
like
yeah,
that. They're very
yeah,
clean.
yeah. I think it's quite safe lah. I think it's quite safe lah.
Yeah,
Huh?
yeah.
Safe for work, safe for school lah. Huh?
Safe for
But
kids as well, so there's no problems at all. Yeah.
yeah, but cannot guarantee it's safe for your bedtime later when you switch off the lights. Ah, okay.
That sounded creepy, but from like a human standpoint, not from a ghost standpoint, Kim.
Okay, so without uh, uh, nagging too much, we're gonna go to the first story from Aaron,
Yeah.
whereby how long is it? Do you remember how long is it?
I think Aaron's story is about. I've got it actually up here. Oh, it's not going to be that long. It's only going to be about 7.5 minutes. So it's going to be a short, nice bite. And yeah, I think you're really going to enjoy this one.
Okay, so we're gonna go straight to that. So you're gonna now listen to Aaron's story. So, Joe, let's go.
Take it away.
So this happened during her kampong days. I think this second story is even more creepy. Um, so what happened is that okay, in the olden days they live in landed. I mean the kampong houses and all this, right? Yeah. So my mom's family they it's actually a very big family. They live at Changi Road there. Now the houses there are, I mean they're still landed houses, but it's not like the old kampong style anymore. It's a very big house, and a lot because my grandfathers, my mother's father, yeah, and his brothers and all stayed together. So when they got married, their kids and everybody stayed together. I think it was more common for having big families in I mean all the families staying together when during the kampong days lah. But what happened was that this particular house, so my grandfather actually rented this kampong house, a very big house lah. Basically, in the house itself, there was about 2 to 3 halls. It was very big, and yeah, so he rented the house so that his family all could stay. There was some disturbance in the house. Okay, my grandfather, and my mother's side family, they pray. They are strong believers of this demigod. I'm not sure if you have heard of this god called Madurai Viran. So he's basically a demigod, okay, and he's like a protector lah, okay. So they are a very strong believer of this god. So this particular, since he's a protector, they do not put his the deities in the house. His deities, what they will do is the statue or what, they will actually put it outside the house to protect. So my grandfather, especially every day, also he will do his prayers and all this. But however, there was this very uneasy feeling in the house. Okay, what happened was that okay, they could hear at night, especially after midnight and all this. They could hear like someone is walking around in the garden. They could feel that there is some presence there. The eerie feeling and all this. So all the family members could feel it. Sometimes they could hear at let's say 1 a.m. or so, right? He will start calling out my mother's name, my grandmother's name from outside the garden. But when they go out and see there's no one there, and this happens like almost every night. And they say the you can feel the presence much more stronger during full moon time. I'm not really sure why, but during full moon time, you can feel its presence more. Okay, one particular incident. that really creeped me out was that, okay, last time in the kampong days, the toilet's actually not inside the house. You have to go out of the house. So one particular night that my grandmother was wanting to use the washroom, so she was walking towards there, and she saw this lady in white sitting down near the toilet, and she's bathing a small child. And yeah, and she just, like, screamed and ran back to the house. And this was one incident. Another incident was that, the family members, they will start, especially during full moon time and everything, they'll start feel, some of them will get sick. And then my mom and all that, who were young, much younger than this, they will easily fall sick and all this, like, you have some bad energy. Yeah. So and then there was this particular relative of mine who also very skeptical, didn't believe there's such thing. So he said, there's no such thing. I will show you all that I will sleep in the garden at night and prove to you all there's nothing. So when he was there was there's a long swing. My mom used to tell me there's a long swing in the garden. So he was sleeping on the swing, and because of the mosquito and all this, he was actually they actually use a mosquito net to cover the swing lah. Yeah. And then he was sleeping inside, and I think about 1 or 2 a.m., something like that. He saw somebody a lady opening the mosquito net and looking at him, and he saw that face. I didn't ask my mom to describe me about the face lah, but he when he saw that particular figure there looking at him, he just ran in into the house. And then also lah, he was screaming and all this and woke up everyone, and then he said, yeah, that it's really there, it's really there. So it doesn't enter in the house, it doesn't come into the house, it just stay at the garden area outside the house. Yeah. So these were two very prominent incidents. And what happened was that, okay, so how we actually believe that the demigod is really protecting the house was that, um when the okay, because during Chinese New Year, the Chinese neighbors and everything, they're playing mahjong outside the house. This particular demigod, right? Okay, actually wears like a dhoti. It's like a white cloth, and then sometimes he's always holding a cigar in his hand, and he either has like a chain, or sometimes they'll be carrying like swords and all this. So there was this particular time when these Chinese neighbors, when they were playing mahjong, the next day she told my grandfather, hey, I saw something, one man who was smoking cigar, and he was carrying a sword, and he's like bare body, but he's wearing the dhoti, and he's walking around your house at night. So my grandfather was thinking, hey, who could it be? Like, why would someone be even doing that? At that time, late night and everything. So my grandfather has this very good friend who's an astrologer. So he once came to the house. When he stepped into the house already, he said that this particular spirit that is here, it's actually a very evil one. The only reason that y'all are still alive, it's because of the demigod that's protecting the house. That's why it doesn't enter the house. If it could enter the house, some of y'all might have gone mad, and some of y'all might even lose your life. That is how strong this particular spirit. And they say that this uh, they believe that during the world wars, one lady was, I think, raped, and she was pregnant or something, was raped and killed there by the soldiers. There were some rumors going on lah. He just said it's a very strong evil spirit. It, like, didn't die in the proper way. It was murdered and everything. So it's like kind of seeking revenge or something like that.
And we are back. Now, you've heard the story from Aaron about, that house. And I really agree with what he said. This story is a lot creepier than the previous one in the previous episodes about the footsteps. Kim, He's telling stories about deities outside the house, voices and seeing things. I am very keen to hear what you think about this story. It is it is a classic. It sounds like a classic Singapore, Malaysia kind of story.
Yes, it is. But I also wanted to ask, what's up with the person who built the house? You can build the house so big with so many holes. A few families can live inside there. Why you cannot build the toilet inside? Huh? Why have to build the toilet outside? Why not just put a small part of the house? Just build the toilet lah. You can build like so many holes. Why not put the toilet inside? Why put a toilet outside?
It does actually kind of make sense, right? Because if someone does a poo in the house, it's gonna stink the entire house out. And those days it didn't have like extractor fans and stuff. So you know what? I kind of get it that the toilets were outside. But all jokes aside, I think it was a practical one. I don't think there was a lot of plumbing back in those days. And the toilet, I would say, would be one of those drop toilets where, it doesn't have like a flushing system, where it's like a hole in the ground, and the thing just goes plop.
Yes, I understand. But you can still do that in such a big house, right? There are
all the way at the back.
Yeah, there are so many holes. Why not you create a huge hole with just a toilet? I mean, okay, you still feel creepy, but at least it's still in the building, right? You can ask your uncle, your family, hey, can you guys come play cards outside this hall while I do my business? Okay. But I wanted to get something straight here. It meaning to say that the lady, one of the first seeing or sighting of the lady is the lady bathing the little kid. So that is the evil spirit. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's the evil spirit that's present, and also perhaps, and I can't exactly recall what Aaron said about whether there was a relationship between that child that was being bathed by the lady in white and the woman who was killed. You know how you talked about later, on in the story.
Yeah.
There may be a connection. From memory, I think there was a talk that this spirit was perhaps separate to, that lady that was killed by the Japanese soldiers.
Oh, so it's a different entity.
Yeah, and I'm wondering, right, like. A lady's, kind of bathing a small child near the toilet. It has all the hallmarks of like the orang bunyan. Like it seems like it's doing something that it normally does in day-to-day life, and perhaps was just somehow interrupted in the midst of doing what it does.
Okay, but I guess, okay, now like you said earlier on, jokes aside, there are beliefs that in your house, if there is something that were to haunt your house, let's say your house or the place that you stay, most probably it's gonna be your bathroom, because bathroom is where we dispose our waste, where we clean ourselves. So technically that place, it's always wet. It's always, it's dirty
It's seen as unclean, isn't it?
Yes. So, there is belief that negative energy, they are attracted to these, so they will be there first lah. But recently, I also listened to another podcast that was mentioning that actually in your house, if there is a corner, the corner of your house, like that, this is a room, right? So this is a corner, right?
Yeah.
If that corner somehow is empty, that is where also they can kind of stay, because I do not know what is the logical or what is the explanation to that, but somehow that is also a place that they will stay. Another thing that I mentioned is actually if you have hooks that you when you hang your photos, your pictures or images or posters or whatever, and somehow when you put up a hook but you did not put anything else on there, that is also a place that they would hang out. Why exactly? I have no idea. So if you have hooks at home that you forgot to hang your wedding photo, better put it up straight lah, or else either the entity will get angry at you, or your wife, your husband will get angry at you.
Don't hang your wife or your husband on the hooks. That's not something that you want to do. But I have something to say about the two theories that you put forth. One is the
Yes.
toilet, and I think you're very right. I think in when you speak about traditional wisdom and the stories that are handed down to us by our grandparents, by our parents, they do associate bathrooms wet, dirty with spirits, because spirits are like, they like dirty places. But there's another theory that one of the reasons why toilets are so haunted is because they have running water in them. Running water. And a prevailing theory in paranormal circles is that running water produces like like an electromagnetic charge that spirits can actually use to manifest, right?
Okay.
The other theory about the corners, like one thing I've come to realize when you speak about spiritual things, when you speak about hauntings and the like, it's symbolism and meaning, okay? And when you think about a corner is the joining of two opposites. Yeah. And the middle line is that kind of like, it's neither left wall or right wall. And I think a corner is very symbolic of something that exists in between. So I'm wondering if that has a reason, and because it has meaning and has import, that
Now I'm just looking at the corner of my house to see whether it's filled. It's quite filled. Yeah.
it's feel, and then Shaz just jumps up and thinks, yeah, but sorry, actually. But it's really interesting how a lot of these theories come down and get passed down, right? But no one knows exactly why they are like that. And you're very right. When I was in primary school in Singapore and secondary school in Singapore, the most haunted place of the school, toilet. And which gender?
Female.
Female toilets. And there's another theory about that, right? There's the theory that especially with in secondary schools, women's toilets are sometimes filled with sanitary pads, and ghosts seem to like that kind of combination of blood and everything. 100%.
Yeah. True. But but when I was in school, I am more afraid to go to my principal office lah. The girls'
Yeah,
toilet,
that one I
not
don't
so
like.
much lah. Principal office lah.
I didn't like to go to my Malay cikgu's office, because usually that's where I used to get the cane. I used to get caned quite a bit.
Mine is a principal office lah. You know what tops that is when my parents come with me at the principal office.
That is another layer to things.
Yeah,
Hey,
that one.
What did you think about the story about the mosquito net and the swing?
Okay, the mosquito net. I tell you, kan, also I wanted to say, Aaron's family actually treat their guests quite well lah. I would say that lah. Got sound. Ask a friend, hey, you come listen to this. I give you the couch. You sleep in the couch. You listen to this. Then the other friend say, don't believe. Hey, you sleep in the garden. Garden. I
Sleep
give
on the
you
swing.
Mosquito net.
Sleep on the swing.
Sleep on the swing. You swing like that. I turn on the lullaby song. I put my mosquito net. A mosquito net for you. A mosquito. Good friend. But I tell you, if it's me sleeping in that swing, which will never happen, not this lifetime, that would never happen to me. Sleep in the swing in the middle of the garden outside the house where it's rumored to be haunted, and my friend say, I will put on a mosquito net for you. I will sleep in the net. At night, somebody open the net. I don't care who is it. I'm going home. Okay, I'm not even going into the house. I'm going home. Okay, I mean, how do you know how creepy it can be to have somebody open up your? Yeah, I mean, Aaron also did a good job by not asking the mother, because I also do not want to have that image in my head. And
the face that you were talking about, right? You didn't know what the face was like.
But okay, have you had any experience sleeping in mosquito net?
Yes, I think so. Yeah, a very long time ago.
Okay.
Not recently. I think actually no. I take that back. When I was in Bali, I remember sleeping in a bit with the mosquito net around it.
Okay.
Everything outside the mosquito net becomes a bit blurry and sometimes a little bit white. It's quite hard to see. And it's fucking creepy if you see something or a figure there. You go, is that a leaf and a tree, or is that two figures just sitting? Yeah, it's really bad. I don't like it.
Yeah, right. So you see the tree outside, like swinging like that. It's tree, but you'll be like, I think something is outside my bedroom lah.
Yeah.
So for me, I had experiences like that, but never at my own house. I mean, I'm a lucky boy that I don't get attacks from mosquito when I even live in the
Close the
kampong
window.
days. Yeah, but usually my grandmother will put on mosquito coil before we go to sleep lah.
Yeah.
So okay. But I've experiences when I go to like school camps or church camps, then they put us in a mosquito net. I mean, I freaking hate it. So I will usually just tie up the mosquito net, and then I just like the next day if I cannot bite by mosquito, and I'll take the risk. I'll take the risk. I
Is it
rather
because
die.
you're scared? Like you have
Yeah.
this fear about it? Okay.
I mean I'm afraid of uncertainties lah. I mean because like okay like if you're in a church camp or school camp, kan, obviously the lights is like the furthest end of the corner. They turn on the lights there, not here. Obviously,
Yeah,
the furthest corner, right?
And
Then
the
after
lights
that-
flickering.
the lights flickering, or it's usually the yellow light lah. It never bright light one. The yellow light, and then furthest right, and then you sleep on the other end of the room in the mosquito net. Then after that, you're like, I don't know, the person standing there is the teacher or something else lah. So yeah, usually I just tie it up. Or tie it on
I
my-
don't like even the way the nets look. Like it just has a very creepy feel to it.
It's the very classic shit, ghost
What
shit.
What do you think you saw?
I don't know. I don't want to think about it lah. So I don't know. I'm safe and well now. So
Yeah,
cannot-
it can't be like a normal face. Like imagine if you're sleeping there and open the mosquito net and then you saw my face. Like you wouldn't be really scared, right? But if you saw like a face,
I will be shocked.
yeah. So there's a difference between being shocked and being scared, right? You can be
Yeah.
shocked and you go like, oh, you know what, Joe, what are you doing here? Come in, and it's very cold. Come in, and we can have a bit of a cuddle. That's how you would
No.
go, right? Yeah,
No.
no. Like moving forward, if he ran inside the house freaking screaming, chances are what he saw was quite grotesque. Like
Yeah.
I don't think it's a normal like a human face that he saw peeking
Probably
into the
just-
mosquito net.
Half a face, the other face is gone.
Oh, I don't like it. Or just like that blank. You know what's worse than a face? No face.
No face.
No
Yeah.
face.
I
at all.
agree.
It's
I
worse.
agree.
It's worse than that.
I agree.
But yeah, and I think the last part of his story when he spoke about the neighbor seeing
Play
what appeared
mahjong.
to be the deity, right? Walking up and down and protecting his house. I think in a way he must have felt quite like protected, that there is something there looking after the house, right? Looking after the family.
Yeah, I also want to add on. I believe the Chinese, let's say the friends that is playing mahjong is a
Yeah.
Chinese family lah. So I believe the Chinese family house is also like it should be nearby lah, kan? Because they can
Yeah.
see, right?
Yeah.
So Aaron's family house, it's described to be very big, correct?
That's correct.
I assume the Chinese house is also equivalently big, right? Because
Very
in
likely,
the same
yeah.
neighborhood, very likely, right?
Yep.
I want to ask, you have a lot of holes. Why not play mahjong inside? Why you want to play mahjong outside? Play inside lah. There's so many holes. Play like inside. Hot is it? Turn on the fan lah. Last time I know lah, no aircon. Turn on the fan lah. Buka your tingkap. Why you want to play outside? And then I tell you, Chinese usually they play mahjong. They play 4 people play mahjong, right? Imagine if like 3 friends only, and then 1 friend didn't turn up. They're like, hey, got one guy there smoking. Hey, uncle, lai.
Yeah.
Lu pandai main mahjong ah? I don't know what will happen, but thank God lah, they have enough players lah.
But they want to play outside. Like it's the truth. Whether it's hot or cold, they want to be outside smoking, drink. There'll be one leg up like this. That's traditional. You can't get past that.
Yeah lah.
You can't get past that.
But I want to say that at least it's a good thing to actually, even your neighbor tell you that there is actually a man with a sword, walking around the house as if he is protecting the house. At least that is comforting things to hear from your neighbor, instead of your neighbor say, I see one lady with a baby Seems like wanna go into the house, keep crying,
And then she
calling
flies
your
to the
grandfather's name.
roof, walking on the
Ayo.
roof. No, thank you. Oh, I think I
get
just
this
scared
huge
myself.
house for $50. How now? Should I let it go or not? Yeah.
No,
but it's a comforting thing to hear. Lah.
Yeah, you know what? When I come down to Kuching, you gotta find me a house like that to stay in for like one night.
A house with a lot of holes, or the
A
house
lot
with the
of
outside
holes,
outside toilet?
or the woman walking on top of the roof.
I don't know such house. I don't know such house.
No,
okay.
but I want to say thank you very much to Aaron for kind of telling that story. He gave us two creepy stories. One, quite modern, and one a little bit kind of older. But I think they were great. So thank you so much for sharing your experiences with us.
Indeed. Thank you.
I'm wondering, Kim, I am really curious about this story that you kind of like you filmed. Christine's story, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, Christine's story, yes.
And Christine, not my wife, Christine, but one of your friends, kind of Christine, right?
Yeah, it's a common name, is it not?
Very much so. So I'm wondering, if we should just kind of straight away skip to Christine's story and hear what she has to say. All right?
Yes.
Taking it away.
Hello, everybody. I'm Christine, and today I'm going to tell you some haunted stories while in my stewardess life. I've been working in the airlines for 6 years, and these 6 years, there's a lot of story around because in airlines, there's such thing we call cabin crew network. Okay, whoever that got experience, they will share, so that we watch out also lah. It's for our own good. The first story, maybe I'll start off with my own experience. Okay. This is I flew to Johor Bahru. Okay. It's actually a very short night only. Maybe you reach the hotel maybe about 4 hours or 5 hours. I can't remember. You have to get ready and you have to cabut again. Have to go again. So this happened when we do our briefing, everything. We check in to the hotel. Of course, normally I do the ritual. Knock on the door 3 times and ring the doorbell. Go in, flush the toilet. This is all the ritual. I did everything. And then normally if in the morning, I open the window and all so that it can bright, right? But then if at night, no choice. So I leave my bags, everything. So of course I got my laptop with me. Normally I can't sleep. Normally this short flight I can't sleep, man. So I was watching. Before that, I showered everything lah. And then, of course, the shower, you don't want to ruin the hair because the hair will go again after 3 hours. It's gonna fly again. And then after that, after I shower, the shower cap, of course, you dangle somewhere or put somewhere lah. If possible, you chuck it back and anything, right? I finished shower and I went to bed. On my laptop, kwahi, And then suddenly I hear, what is that? At first, I don't know it's a shower cap. I was like, what could be the plastic thingy? I was like, I do this. And this is about, what time is it? It's about 1 a.m. 1 or 2 a.m. about that. The second time, again. And then because when you're too tired, you don't care already. You just walk into the toilet. And then, all I find is my shower cap there. And then I check around, there's no window, no nothing. So apparently, after that I was, oh yeah, over here got a kid that died in that particular hotel, no name mentioned as well. And then after that, this kid's soul is wandering around. So it's the kid that's playing with it. I know about this kid is because there's another story when the room service, you always put outside.
After you are done.
After you're done, you can hear king klong, ting klong, ting klong. Got somebody with a pit hall in the hotel pit hall, they saw the kid eating. Eating there, squatting and eating there. So that is how I know it's a kid. Everybody knows it's a kid now. So when it happened, I still blur for a while. Then I was like, hey, oh yeah. So I just I take the shower cap, I put it in my bag, and I go back to bed and no more sound. That one's on Taiwan one. Everybody knows, because once they go Taiwan, they check in and everything. All of them will go out already. And sing K until 5, 6 a.m. then go back. Because this hotel is very haunted until everybody knows about it. And then it goes like that. Around 1 a.m. normally if those that stay in the room, they have to stay quietly lor. They just slide down there quietly. And then why? You have to wait for the the olden days, the guan chai they carry the coffin the olden days, the Chinese like that one
Okay.
you have to let it pass through the wall, walk until it walk finish. Around once and we walk finish already, and then you can move. You see them walking with the guan chai, one pass, and then the people pass or something like that. Too many people saw it already until that one, and then got some they don't want to see, like me. I go out. The people leading stewardess checked in, and then after that, when during checked out time, we couldn't find her. And then reporting time we said then we went into the room, she's fainted in the room. And after that we were wondering what happened, and then she told the story she was sleeping, okay, she's sleeping. After she slept she saw something, but I don't know, she thought it's a dream maybe, I don't know. And then she told us she saw something up there, and after that she didn't bother so too tired to sleep and then after that suddenly a sound, Assalamualaikum. Then she, okay, so she looked, okay, nothing, and she turned, Assalamualaikum. The other ear. Yeah, the other ear. And then after that, she just ignored and then after that it went through the night. And then after that when she wake up to prepare, because we wake up, if in the morning flight we need to wake up 3-4 a.m. And to prepare. And she thought it's a dream She said she thought it's a dream so she wake up, she do her hair dryer, and after that when she stopped, Assalamualaikum. And then after that she become louder, and then it went to her and then she fainted. It's just the Assalamualaikum, the last one, Assalamualaikum, and after that she fainted. That's what happened
Okay. So now let's go with you first, Joe. But before that, before whatever you want to say, again, thank you very much, Christine, for sitting down with me and telling me these stories. So there are a few different stories inside. So Joe, let's go with the first one, where the kid in the hotel.
The kid in the hotel. Oh my God! Look, one of the first things that she said was the ritual. Now, for those of you who are listening from outside of Asia, especially Singapore, Malaysia, we have a particular quirk there where when we enter a new hotel room, one thing I know is that we knock on the doors, and the practice is to let the spirits who are inhabiting the room know that you are actually coming in. Yeah. I haven't heard about the toilet flushing one before. That's the first time I've heard it. So, but for me, when I go into a hotel room, I don't do any of that. I just I barge in, because God damn it, I paid premium price for that room. I don't give a shit who's inside there. I don't care. I'm coming in whether you are ready for me or not. Okay, so I'm not too worried about that. But yeah, the idea of a child spirit, and I think what she was saying was the child spirit is the one that is responsible for crunching up the shower cap.
Yeah.
Right? And the creepiest part of that story is looking through the people that people see and seeing the child kind of eating down there. You know, the logical mind goes, it's probably another child, a beggar that's come off the street. But if this has been seen by many people, and, hotels, you usually need a card to go up to the room, that's just something else entirely. I've told you this before. I do not like child ghosts.
Okay.
In one sense, I feel quite sad, because if it is the spirit of a child that's trapped, that's a very sad thing. I hate seeing a child suffering, or a child, in that form of bondage, right? But the second part is that I just find kid spirits creepy. I don't know what it is about it. Maybe it's because kids are innocent, and then suddenly it's down there with glowing eyes, standing in the corner of your room, looking at you. Fuck that. No, thank you. No. Tidak boleh.
Okay. Okay. For the toilet flushing, like you say, probably because like we mentioned earlier on during the recording, it's toilet or places that are usually wet and dirty, where these things will inhabit. So flushing it off is as if you are flushing it away. And probably there's a lot more rituals that Asians will usually do, and it would actually go like, you knock on the door, and actually you will say you are coming in, right? You're coming in. So it's like Malay friends, they will actually bagi salam lah. They will Assalamualaikum. They open the door. But before you enter, you open the door. You open the door, you like let the thing come out first because it's a logic, right? So you open the door,
okay.
it's like let the thing come out first, then you enter, right? So as you enter, that is when you flush your toilet, open the window so that the sunlight will come in. There is also people who believe like when you step inside, right, you will not arrange your shoes. You're not supposed to arrange your shoes. You're supposed to like mess up your shoes. Okay,
Why?
that is one. Because it felt like, for example, if let's say you put it properly, so the thing will be like, okay, now because Asian believe that when like spirits, they might not have a lot of movement, so that includes their leg, right? So their leg would be go like that. So if let's say they go to your shoes, they can like, hey, it fits perfectly, so I can just sit in the shoes and then I will follow your shoes. But if let's say your shoes is like that, then the leg come like that, like, eh, tidak chun lah, because the shoes is like that, right? So okay, this one I cannot stay here lah.
So what you're saying is that when you see a lot of like old Chinese ghost story movies or Malay movies, when the ghost is floating, it's floating somewhere like a little bit off the ground, and its feet is just kind of dangling like that. And so you're saying that if your shoes are ordered, it'll just go whoop straight into the shoes. And then what happens after that?
It will follow you home lah.
Okay, that's all right.
That is when you go to sleep, then your neighbor call you, hey Joe, you have a friend outside. I play mahjong outside now. I see your friend outside waiting for you.
She's knocking on your window door.
Like that lah.
So, I like what you said about the flushing, right? And something occurred to me. In the feng shui, right? In feng shui, water that's still is not seen as positive. It seems it's collecting like negative energy, right? And when you think about it, when the toilet bowl, if it hasn't been flushed, it's still water. So I'm wondering if the flushing of the water is a symbolic way of saying like we're getting rid of the stagnation and it's something fresh, something new.
Yeah. I mean, again, I can hear our friend from the very logical side will always say, I mean, to flush a toilet is something that you have to do at least a couple of times a day, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that is the logical sense, because then that is why the old people will come up with, you should flush your toilet. If not, stagnant, no good.
Yeah, the ghost hand will come out and tickle your backside. Yeah.
So I think that those are the rituals, but I agree with you that kid or child spirit gives a different vibe. Like you say, we're not sure whether to be scared or to be sad, knowing that they are there, But I guess sometimes I would prefer to think that it is actually something else that took a form of a kid. Because I still believe that there is a higher power who would have mercy on younger ones like this. I mean, they should not be. I mean, like, how many kids will you know that actually probably when they die, they're like their whole vengeance so strong that they will come back as a spirit that haunts a place. I don't think I would not. I prefer not to think like that. So I prefer to think that probably this is just a very hideous beast that just like to take a form of a child. So yeah.
Again, very very creepy. I mean, the middle story was like, that sounds very much like an urban legend of seeing the kind of things carrying the but
Coffee.
The third story was creepy as fuck.
Yeah. So what do you think about it?
Yeah, I think seeing a ghost is one thing. Like if you see a ghost in a corner of your room, you can get away from it. How do you get away from a sound? You know what I mean? How do you get away from a sound? Like, and if it makes a sound, where is it making the sound from?
Yeah.
Is something there? When I'm having a shower, is something watching me having a shower? If I'm changing my underwear, is someone watching me changing my underwear? Assalamualaikum. No. Go away. Go away. And what's worse is that at the very end, it's almost like the ghost got really fed up with this person not responding and saying it has to come like right in front of her and say it loudly.
Yeah.
Go away, ghost.
Okay. So coincidentally, when also right after I record this for not long after that, I heard another podcast, which it's a Malay podcast, and
Okay.
the host actually talks about this, which is kind of makes sense, huh? Because Assalamualaikum is actually just means
Peace be unto you.
yeah,
Yeah.
may the peace be unto you. So it's pretty much just a greeting, right?
Yes.
So, the person actually say there are countless stories of people hearing knockings on their door, like their main door, knock knock knock. Then people bagi salam, as in people outside, assalamualaikum. So people as the host, right? You would be very It's a very automatic reaction where you just waalaikumsalam, then you go to the door, right?
Yeah.
So, but this actually, it's not advised by practitioner or Muslim practitioner. Why? Like, for example, an ustaz would say, better not. Why? It's because sometimes this thing, they already know your habit, because they study human,
Okay,
right? So they
okay.
believe in like jinns, right? They study human. So they're like, okay, this human, in order to get into the house, what do they say? They say, Assalamualaikum. So they will mimic the human's behavior, and when they say Assalamualaikum, knock on your door, when you respond, Mualaikumussalam, as if you are say,
Waalaikumsalam.
hey, come in,
Yeah, it's like a welcome.
please. You are like, it's like a welcome. So they think like, okay, now I'm welcome, So now, then they come in the house. So the ustaz would normally say, if you hear greetings at the door, if you can, go and look at the window or a peephole to see whether there's somebody that you know outside or not.
And if it's your
Yeah.
relatives,
If it's
you
your relative,
pretend you're not at home.
no, if a relative that like to borrow your money, then you pretend not
Yeah.
at home.
If it's the relatives, it's to bring kuih and all the cakes.
Ah.
Walaikum salam. Come inside. Come
yes,
inside.
yes.
But it
You
actually makes a lot
open
of
the
sense,
door.
right? Because it's an invitation. Like, assalamu alaikum means, peace be unto you. And alaikum salam is like almost like also in peace unto you, and kind of
Yeah.
that's a welcome, right?
Yeah.
So I've never actually thought about that. That is really interesting.
Yeah,
That
right.
you're not meant to say hello. And it reminds me a lot of the doppelganger stories that you hear from the different parts of the world, right? Where something is mimicking the sounds of someone that you know from the outside. And coincidentally, Aron's story today also spoke about the lady who used to call from the outside of the house every night. You remember? He was saying that again, when you hear sounds and you hear things like that, be very careful. You don't know what's outside.
Yeah. So, better to just to ignore it lah, unless it's your partner outside in the rain, then ask you to open the door. You're like, I think it's a ghost lah. Better don't open lah.
Yeah.
You
I'll
would
just sit
you
here
would
and continue
die
watching
either
my
way lah.
Netflix.
You would die either way lah. So better don't lah.
But better die comfortable. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so thank you very much, Christine, for the story.
thanks, Christine.
We hope to get more of interview and stories like this. So for whoever that is watching, if you want to get in touch with us, you want to talk to us, again, the link is down below. Just scroll down and then you'll see that. Okay, so
Contact with us,
okay, we move on to the next one.
Yeah, and Kim, I think the next one is the story of the occurrence that happened quite near your house.
Yes,
right? And I
very
think
near my house.
you're going to tell us a bit of a background on what the story is, and we've got
Okay.
some photos to look at.
Yes, you gotta look at the photos. So probably I think it's a good idea now. When you watch the video, you're gonna see the first photo, right?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna read to you. This is one of the posting on Instagram, because this is actually quite recent. It's in just a couple of days ago, and this is one of the story. Not one of the story. This is a story rephrased in a better way, because the original posting was actually in Bahasa Sarawak, which is our dialect. So it's rather hard to understand. So this is in English. So an Instagram account wrote this: an e-hailing driver allegedly encountered the supernatural while transporting a mysterious woman to a cemetery in Kuching, Sarawak. He recounted receiving a booking to pick up a passenger from the Samarahan Heart Centre roundabout and drop them off at Pending Muslim Cemetery. close to midnight on Tuesday, 2nd of May. All right. So when we record this is on the 5th of May. When I arrived at the pickup location, I saw a woman dressed in dark-colored baju kurung and tudung waiting there, said the father of three, which is the Grab driver, right? So throughout the journey, the Grab driver didn't engage in a conversation with the woman who sat in the back seat. But the woman actually said something when she entered the car. She actually asked the driver to wind down the window. Okay? The driver actually said, I can do that lah because it's not raining and it's actually drizzling, but it's not heavy. So he decided to just wind down the window lah. And then he also actually said the women smell nice when she entered the car. Okay, when he reached the drop-off location, he told the woman that they have arrived, but there was no response from her. When he turned around to check on her, he was shocked to discover that the woman was gone and only old money was left on the seat.
Jeez.
So now you will see the other photo, whereby you will see this photo as there's bank notes that is left on the seat, right? Okay. So just another context, the banknote that you see is actually an old banknote, especially the 1 ringgit. It's an old banknote, and it has been retired very, very long back. And the 2 ringgit, you can see the 2 ringgit. The 2 ringgit has been retired, but it was not as long as the 1 ringgit. The 1 ringgit is even further. Okay, when I was in primary school, or even longer than that. Okay. So the 2 ringgit is also there, the 1 ringgit is also there, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So this is a story whereby it did not turn into leaves, or or the hell notes, it did not. It's actually still money, right? Okay. So then come the next story, whereby this would be interesting to Chinese, because when Chinese look at anything, they will look at the numbers first. Okay. So the other photo, you can see him holding the banknotes, right?
Yes.
Okay. Then you can actually see the serial number on the 2 ringgit notes, and the ending number is 1326. Is that correct?
I'm trying to yes it is. Yeah.
1326. Okay, this happens on the 2nd of May, right? Then comes the next photo. Okay, the next photo is actually a screenshot of a lottery announcement, whereby this is on the 3rd of May, which is a day after, right? A day after. Look at the third prize. What is the number, Joe?
1326.
Oh my God. Okay.
Holy smokes.
I believe that the driver is actually Muslim. So obviously Muslim are prohibited from gambling.
Yeah.
So I don't think he bought any, but I do not know whether there is any Chinese who saw that post and I think it's a good day to buy number. So
well, you see, there might be a workaround from it, right? If he's Muslim and he can't buy the tickets, I'll just go to your non-Muslim friend and go, oh, you know what? Yeah, this is the number down here. If you come into any money, if you win, you can share some with me, right? Technically,
I don't know lah. But of course, when this went viral, because this happens in hometown, right?
Yeah.
In Kuching, but it went viral. As in, I see the post everywhere. I mean, it's covered in the whole Malaysia. Everybody is talking about it, right? Okay. Then obviously, well, haters got a hat. Then there are a lot of people who come in and actually said that, you know what? This probably is just a publicity stunt.
Okay.
As in, he's just doing it for content, right? But that person actually, after I think a day or two, he actually posts up another status saying that whoever that is willing to pay me a good money, I will show you the history that I picked up the lady that night. He's actually up to that, because he actually felt that there is nothing. I would not benefit from this because I'm just a driver, right? How would I benefit from this? Because it's not like, when I become famous, people will book me for rides. They would not,
And even with content creation, right? Even if a video goes viral, you need thousands and even 1 million views in order for it to become financially viable.
Yeah.
You
and
know,
it has to be consistent.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah. So it technically he would not benefit from this, of course, unless they are somebody who is, they wanted to be famous for just a split second, probably, But I legitimately don't think that this guy has a reason to make up stories like this.
Yeah, yeah. And
So,
bro, I'm
okay,
I'm going to
now,
put up
what do you think, Joe?
I'm going to put up the first photo, and it's the photo of the cemetery, right? And I've been trying to look
Yeah.
at the side mirror to see if I can see the image of the lady sitting behind, but I can't. And I think this must be like prior to picking the lady up. But that cemetery gives me the freaking creeps. Like when I first saw the picture, I felt the hair in my, and I don't have a lot of hair in my back. I'm not a hairy guy. I felt the hair in my back rise up. That is creepy as fuck. Oh my lord.
Okay, but the place that he picks the lady up is
Yeah?
actually a very deserted place as well.
I can see that.
No. The photo that I sent to you, that is a drop off location. It's a cemetery, ma.
Oh, she dropped
This
the
is where
lady
he
off
dropped
there.
off. Yeah, he dropped the lady
Yeah.
off there. But the place that he picked up the lady is also a very deserted place.
Right.
Yeah, I wanted to say I
Holy
might go there. I can go there and take a photo, but no, I'm not gonna do that now.
I was gonna say you go there, take a photo, and post it in our Facebook page. But I tell you what, when I do eventually come down to Kuching, and it might be very soon, if I have to, I'll take a grab there, and I'll go and have a look.
Can.
And you can come with me, and
No.
we can both have a look at what's happening down
No.
there. But Kim, I have to say that this is a very creepy story, and the second photo that I'm about to put up right now as well, you can see the money, the paper money, and the change scattered on the seat. And I don't know if I'm reading into things, and it could very well be that the disturbances in the seat was from a previous passenger, but it does look like it's been used, like someone sat there. And the creepy part about it is what you said about it's old money. If you were a skeptic, you could very easily dismiss this, right?
Yeah,
But that is, I think that if you love ghost stories and you want to be entertained, you have to suspend a little bit of that kind of like, oh, everything's a hoax, that's CGI. I can replicate that. We can replicate almost anything now, especially with the advent of AI, right?
Right.
But again, like, what does he get out of this? I can't see. I can't see anything.
Yeah.
Oh, that's very creepy. Thank you for that story, Kim.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Okay, you know what? We have two very quick videos left, and I'm just wondering if we kind of transition straight to our TikTok videos, Kim.
Let's go. Let's
Yeah,
go. So
alright.
we have
So
the first one.
We're gonna have the first one, and we're about to play it right now. All right, let's do it. Oh, she's already breathing out loud.
No lah. Why you wanna go there lah?
And she's ready. Assalamualaikum.
Stupid, Joe.
What the fuck is that on?
Oh my Jesus. Okay.
Oh,
Did you see the thing? Oh, yeah. Yeah.
my first time not very often. My thigh has goosebumps. What the hell?
I mean, first off, right, part of it looked quite fake. Like, how the camera's
Yeah.
moving like very but then this the little don't like it.
like you say lah, huh? You know what is the scariest face? It's a no face. That is exactly that. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna move house lah. I might be homeless lah, but let's be it lah. Let's do that lah.
Yeah, why would you even want to Yeah, some people just look for trouble, man.
Okay, if it's you, you go and grab a drink. Then after that, you see your light starts flickering. Oh, flickering. What would you do?
I go and speak to my wife and ask her if she's paid the power bill.
Oh, okay.
No, not really. I. It's hard to say, man. Like, I'm not. I can get creeped out by things, so I might look at it and go, "Oh man, that's really creepy." I might feel the hairs on my back stand, but it won't necessarily stop me from going towards that thing.
Oh, really? Oh, I guess that's all. That is pretty much all.
Yeah.
Western thinking lah.
Yeah. Thank you very much. I've lived in Western Australia for too long.
Yeah, that's why lah. That's why lah.
With Asian people, right? Like, they'll go, "See you later. Bye-bye. I'm going to stay at my mom's house," and they'll leave straight away. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like, I would probably take the nearest rosary and sit there and start praying. And if it doesn't work, then probably I turn on YouTube, reading Bible or the Quran or whatever, and put it on the maximum volume.
I tell you what, bro, with interest rates rising in mortgages and stuff like that, with the high cost of rent, if there's going to be in a ghost my house, that they better give me some contributions. Pay a quarter of the rent and we'll be happy. We'll be all right.
I don't know lah, huh? Probably you can give me some banknotes with the serial numbers that might lead to something else. Right. I don't know, so probably you can leave that can some way. But not me. I'm not gonna. I don't want. No.
What would you do? Would you go straight away? Would you leave straight away?
I would. Yeah. I mean, it's exactly in that video. I would definitely leave straight away, and I will probably come back the next day with a priest, with a monk, or with a ustaz or whoever that can help me solve this problem lah. And if they come and tell me, and in the Aaron story, and they say, "I think this is something very evil," lah, I'm gonna say, "Goodbye, house. It has been a great time, and no more."
It's been a pleasure. Thank you, guys.
It's been a pleasure and a great. Thank you for all the memories of the nice one and not so nice one. Bye bye.
And now I'm going to burn you down.
Cannot. I live in a detached house, so I cannot. I burn down my house. I burn the neighbor's house.
Hey, it raises a question, right? Like, I remember a story that my father told me, and maybe in another episode I might tell that. Yeah, but a story about how a ghost in like an apartment block from next door can actually be seen by people who live in the same apartment complex. You know what I mean? Like, you see that moving there. The chances are that the neighbors next door, especially if you live in a house with like a partition, they're experiencing things that in this very similar way as well.
Yeah, so
and that's the creepy part.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about this in the next episode, lah, because I also have another story which something like that, lah. You know, it's a shared wall, but something else that came through.
I love it when you tease me like that, Kim. I love it.
We have another TikTok video that we're gonna play, so let's go to the next one straight away.
All right, hitting it now.
视频据说是来自于一家新加坡的公司的服务器机房，有员工表示说，最近公司的网络系统频繁的出问题，还有人在房间内听到了奇怪的声音，怀疑是有人在对机器动手脚，于是他们调出了机房内的监控。
OK。
机房的门把手突然无征兆地开始转动，而此时外面的监控里却并没有人。一段时间之后，门忽然被推开，在打开的瞬间也没有看到门外有任何的东西。可能是因为刚才的事情导致了网络异常。随后赶来的2个工作人员开始检查问题。
Oh shit.
The 2 people coming in give me a surprise.
Give me a shock as well.
Damn it.
That's why I went like that.
就突然的打开。当然，这也有可能是因为风把门吹开后再关上，这也是很正常的。
Is that a key?
Yeah, it's like some. Oh,
Oh my god! Oh wow!
oh, the
显示
monitor.
器上出现了一张脸，
Oh my god!
更像是有
No,
个
no,
人
no,
在
no,
电脑前面，
no.
而屏幕里
There is
面
a
Bye
face.
bye.
You see
出
that?
了这个人的脸，
No. Oh
墙上也出
shit.
现了影子。
Oh my god!
电脑屏幕再次打开，里面还是那个。
Oh my god!
I would leave. Now leave. Bye bye, ghost.
但是当有人进来的时候，就消失了。
Oh, that is so creepy. And he comes in some.
摄像机画面突然诡异的闪烁了一下，
Wow!
Ay, yo. Ay, yo, 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 yo.
对于这个视频，大家怎么看？
I want to
Sometimes
say,
I gotta say, bro. Like, maybe we shouldn't do this at night.
yeah, same feeling. I thank you, Christine, and also Shaz for picking up. I also want to say, kan, probably when you see this on a phone, in TikTok, and then in a small screen, kan, it doesn't look that scary.
Yeah.
But when you look at it in a monitor and you can see that freaking face clearly, such a great idea.
Yeah. And I hate things moving so fast like that. I'd rather things slowly move.
For me, it's the
And it goes like
reflection.
this. Nah, I don't like it. The reflection. Oh. Did the reflection look a little bit like made up to you?
Okay, it does, and I mean that is possible. I mean again, like you say, whatever it is, it's possible, right? But it gives me really bad vibes looking at the video, man.
Yeah.
Really, really bad vibes. Okay, and then according to the narration, you know where this happened?
Yeah, what did it in Singapore?
In Singapore, man.
Yeah, I heard that. Not that I can speak Mandarin, but I heard them say Singapore in that. What else were they saying?
They were saying
translate?
that this is a company which also they always complain about network issue and whatnot. I believe that the room is actually a network room.
I think we found out what is wrong with the network issues there, Kim. I think we have found out the reason.
So they say there is always an issue. So that's why they put in a security camera to see what could went wrong. So that is when they look at the video. That is when they found this lah. So the door opened and it closed, and as you can see, when the image is outside, it doesn't show anybody is there. So that is when they say the narration says the door opened and closed by itself. Then when the computer was just about to slam shut, you can actually see a reflection. But as the person walks in, the reflection immediately is like gone, right?
Yeah.
And that is when the camera get fucked up, and then before the camera switch off, there's another face on the left hand side.
If shit's moving around violently like that, I'd leave. That's probably a time for me to go. Something has to, yeah.
Either way, for me, either way. If it's somebody who, I will still leave. Somebody appeared like that in my network office, I would tell boss, I cannot work here anymore. Yeah. Why you have bad relationship with your coworker? Yes. Especially one of the coworker that I'm not supposed to work with. She's here. I'm having a bad relationship with her. No,
just
bye-bye.
cut the cable and go, boss, there's no internet today. It's not working. I think we've got to go home now. Oh,
yeah,
moly.
But imagine if, let's say, you have to work in a company like that, and then someone, let's say, it's a TikTok headquarter, and then you have like that, and then your boss say, you know what, Joe? I think I'm gonna station you inside the network room and make sure everything is okay. What's gonna happen? I don't want to get promoted that way.
Hold on a second, boss. I think I have something in my. That's what I'll be doing to the boss. All right. You can take your money and shove it up your ass. I'm not going in there. No, thank you.
Yeah.
But those are actually quite good TikTok videos. They were quite creepy and quite scary. Yeah. Ooh, I don't like it. I don't like it.
Okay, yeah. So again, whoever that is watching this, if you have videos that you wanted to send in to us like that and you wanted us to react to it, again, you know where to reach out to us. Just scroll down below and you will see our URL there. So yeah, Joe, I think we have a great episode tonight.
Yeah. Nice, sharp, and full of really kind of creepy stories. So I want to thank everyone for tuning in today and joining us on this journey. And you know what, Kim? I still haven't got a tagline. I haven't. I have to really start thinking about a good tagline. So maybe rather than me closing the show, I'm gonna leave it to you. Oh, hold on a second. Have you got a joke for us? Yeah. Come on, one last joke before we go to sleep tonight.
Before we go to sleep, what do you call a small person being a mother? Minimum.
I'm laughing because you're laughing. That's the only fucking reason I'm laughing, right? On that note, let's kind of just like finish it. So, my name is Joseph Dakota. Thank you for watching us tonight, Kim. Shit.
I laugh at my own joke a lot. Okay, thank you very much for watching, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, if you want to find us on our social media or buy us a coffee, the link is down below. Just need to scroll down underneath. And I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Once again, if you have stories and videos to send it to us, you know where to find us. Also, again, link down below. Again, like Joe have not come up with a tagline. We're already a few episodes in. I do not know what is he doing with his free time, but thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. That is Joe already signed out, and I'm Kim signing off with Seen or Unseen. When the light is out, they are there with you.
It is lights out, ladies and gentlemen. Bye-bye. Take care.